Hello. Um, it is Tuesday, May 20th, 2025, and it is 6:51 p.m. You can see Augustus back here. He's hungry. It's not time to feed him yet. Um, I'm making this because I think it's probably a good idea to document what's going on right now and document this moment in my life. I have 11 days before the lease of this apartment is up, um, which means I have to move out. And, um, I have nothing. I'm 21. I turned 22 this year. I'm going to school to, chase my dream of becoming a therapist. Um, or at the very least, working in the field of mental health, to make a change. Um, my father, not very supportive of that idea. Um, and my father is not here. He's alive. He's not dead. He's alive. But he is not helping me with any of this. Despite whatever he might tell people, he's not helping with any of this. Um, excuse me. Um, the my aunt and uncle were probably my most at one point were the option that was looking most likely, the people that were looking most likely to take me in, Ben and Sarah. But due to you know them having a kid and having to do work around the house, they said no to me living there. I mean, they're open to helping me, which is good. I'm glad, but I was hoping they could take me for at least a little bit. You know, um, one of my mother's friends, for a few days, it was looking like okay. He offered me his couch. Um, couch surf for a few months. I think 2 months. His lease was going to be up in August, and in August he was going to find an apartment for both him and I. But then just a little bit ago, I found out that the landlord is involved and might not allow me, or just anyone in general. Oh, excuse me. Might not allow anyone in general to live there on such short notice. Um, I live in the Chicagoland area, which is in Illinois. and it's it's tough. You know, I haven't been able to find work. I'm struggling with um, mental health. It's pretty disabling. I'm applying for disability, which is why I can't work. Because if I do work, then you know the government's gonna be like, wait a minute, I thought you were disabled. Um, my attorneys are not responding to me, which is awesome. Um, I had some other options, moving to Texas, and then, which is moving to Texas to live with my dad's side of the family. But then my dad's mom turned out to be this, you know, essentially the TLDRs. She encouraged me to uh, kill my cat, Augustus. Um, so that was a no go. She didn't apologize for it, which was great. And then tried to tell me that what I thought happened didn't really happen. Something else. So that was awesome. Um, God, my hands look so. Yeah. Um, I have potentially an option in California. But I say potentially because I don't know. Uh, some of the residential housing programs that I've looked into, one is with the state, but that's going to take some time to send in my information over to them. It's going to take more than 11 days. There's another residential program in the Chicagoland area that looks promising, it looks good, but they answered my first call, got a bunch of my information, and then nothing. Nothing. Um, I've left a handful of voicemails. I'm gonna have to call again now because the housing option that I thought was good with my mom's friend is no longer good. So yeah, it's hard, you know. When you don't have the support of you know half of your family essentially, or half of your blood related family, um, or they want you to kill your cat, which is insane. Um, I don't know, man. I'm I I am losing hope, and I know I can't. I know I can't, but it's hard, especially when it looks like I don't really have many options left. Um, this little guy back here has to come with me, and that's not like, oh, I have to take him. He's been through so much with me. He was abandoned as when he was younger, so we adopted him, and then he became mine. So I can't leave him again. That's just. I mean, even if he hadn't been abandoned before, leaving him would not be an option. Um, I don't have credit. I never wanted to look at a credit card. I don't have a passport. Even if I did, I don't have the money to travel somewhere. Um, I tried talking to the handyman that's here in this apartment. Like, not here, but, this apartment complex. He's been here for as long as I've lived here, which is, a little over a decade. Um, as far as today, he can't help. He doesn't need an extra helper. Um, and he can't really help otherwise. Um, he tried talking to the landlord about me just like renting out this room, but she said that she doesn't really know that. She doesn't really know. She doesn't know if that could happen because she doesn't know the next people that are going to be moving in here, which is fair, right? It's not very appealing to. It's not a very appealing offer. She'd be like, "Hey, we have this apartment for you guys, but it comes with a stranger living in it. This isn't Ozarks, you know." Um, it's hard. To guess this. Oh, oh, okay. I don't. What was I saying? I don't. Yeah, my health has been taking a decline. I've been eating my sorrows away. I'm sure you can probably tell. Um, yeah, it's not going great, man. Shelters can't really be an option because I don't have. I highly doubt they would let me take my pet with. So you can't go this way. You're gonna step all over my laptop. Um, can you look at the camera? Okay. Um, I don't know. I've thought about saying screw it to the disability and try working, but I know that's not gonna go well for me. It's not. Um, I'm stuck. I'm stuck. Um, I graduated in 2021, and I've been seeing a lot of my graduating class graduate college recently. Um, and, I'm happy for them. I really am. Um, I don't. You relax. I don't harbor any ill will towards them, but I'm happy for them. But it just sucks, you know. And I recently talked to a friend who was feeling the same way, and I told them yeah, it sucks, to see your former peers in a position that you wish you could be in. And I told them, eventually we'll be there, but it's hard, you know. Our journey there it's different. This friend, or more so acquaintance, um, friend acquaintance, somewhere in the middle, um, is also disabled. I believe. I don't want to put words in their mouth, but I believe they're also disabled. So they're in a somewhat similar position as I am. Um, they have stable housing, which is good for them. Good for them. Um, but yeah, it's hey, relax. He's diabetic, so I can't feed him whenever he's hungry. He has times. They're not like they're flexible times. Um, I recently had an episode, a little bit of a mental break, if you will. Um, where I wasn't thinking so many great things. And I have these thoughts. I normally do have these thoughts. Um, on occasion, but they're never like a hair on my tongue. They're fleeting. They're fleeting moments. Um, but a few days ago, when this happened, one second. I should have been using this pause feature. He's still there. He's gonna meow again because he's hungry, but he has to wait. Um, I don't remember what I was saying. Right, the fleeting, the dark thoughts. So yeah, a few days ago, I had a not so great morning. I'm on this new medication along with the other medication that I'm taking, and I woke up in the middle of the night. I guess technically it was like 5 in the morning. And I had a little bit of an episode where I was like, you know what? All of this would go away if I were to just go away, right? And um, no, you know, I wasn't planning on acting on any of that, but that was the most intense. Ooh, excuse me. That was the most intense those thoughts had been for a while. Um, did that sentence make sense? I don't think it did. Those were the most. That was the most intense those dark thoughts have been in a while. Now, I like to think I have the mental fortitude to not ever act on those thoughts. Um, so I wouldn't worry about that. But, they were pretty loud, you know? Um, but, I left a voicemail for my therapist and I texted a few, two of my very, very close friends. Just kind of being like, 1 second. Sorry. He's acting up again. He's hungry. Any of you with cats would know. Um, yeah, I left my therapist, and I left, you know, two of my pretty close friends. Um, well, I left my therapist a voicemail, and I sent a message to two of my close friends, and I told them about how I was feeling. And then one of the things that I said, I'm clicking a lot. If that's annoying, I'm sorry. Uh, I will try to stop. I was about to do it again. I told, I told my therapist and the friends that I told that how I was feeling, but I also told them that I can't act on these things, and I won't, because if I do, then all that will, all that will accomplish is proving my father right, and that can't happen, right? He'll never admit it. He likes to tell me that he loves me. I'm sure to him, in his own way, that's true. But every time I've mentioned wanting to be a therapist, it's always, what about this? What about that? And, or just working in the field of mental health. So he's always doubted me to an extent. Always. And uh, when he moved out with his new girlfriend and didn't allow me to move with them, he told me that this was his way of making me become a man. Uh, that was the whole thing. But if I were to, you know, leave, then I would just prove him right. And, it would be sad, of course. It always is. But I told I told my therapist, my friends, that they're, other than wanting to become a therapist, because I do, one of the things that I want to do more than almost anything is prove my dad wrong and prove myself right. Kind of as a middle finger to him. Uh, yeah. So, anyways, 11 days till I'm potentially homeless, which is awesome, fantastic, lovely. I'm trying to find stuff. I'm trying to figure stuff out, but it's slow and doesn't want to really, you know. It's it's my leap into the quote unquote adult world, right? Um, but it's a leap where I don't have much help, and I'm not like, I know there's other people that have probably been in similar positions that I have. Um, so I'm not unique. This isn't the first time ever in history that this has happened. But it's still hard, you know. I don't know if you could hear him. Bro is meowing up a storm. Um, yeah. This is meant to be kind of a journaling thing of sorts. Um, and if other people watch, great. You know, I don't really dox myself, but I want to try and make it as personal as possible without being like, hey, here's my full name, my or my government name, my social security number, my bank accounts, yada 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 yada. Right? I did it again. I clicked. I don't know. This is not really a plea for help. Although, if people have suggestions, please, by all means. Even if I've already tried exhausting those solutions, I'm more than happy to, hear people out. Um, yeah, I did it again. Uh, that's where we're at. How long did that take? That took nearly half an hour. It's now 7:19. I will try uploading this today. I don't have internet because my lovely father cut it off. Didn't tell me. Good stuff. Good stuff. Uh, yeah. I did it again. I'm sure I'll figure things out. It's just difficult right now. Yeah, that's all.